Hey! Hey! What's going on, guys? Dwayne here representing WGD. Well, god damn! Right, today's review, and almost lost my words, but anyway, today's review will be the Engine 2 by OBS, which is pretty good. So, I've never had the first engine, the first OBS RTA. I've never had that one. I've never tested it. I've never tried it. I don't know anyone who has the first one, so I never tried it. I don't know. I think I've just missed the first one. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have interest. But with this one now, when they announced it, it caught my eye a bit. I thought, you know what? Let me try this. I thought I'd purchase it for myself. Do you know what I mean? Test it out. Plus, I've seen other reviews for it, but I want to show you all about it for myself and give you my review on it. So, nevertheless, let's get down to it. I'll show you the insides, what you get in the box. Let's get on with it. Hey, well, goddamn. So, this is what it will come in this sort of box. It's quite a nice, really lovely design. OBS here. You'll see the RTA right here, and then Engine 2. OBS Technology Co. Ltd. Genuine taste of intense emotion. I don't know if you get emotional with this, like emotionally happy of the taste. I don't know, but nevertheless, you get your scratch for authenticity. Do you know what I mean? Right here, Engine 2 RTA. Let's see the other side. Barcodes for their social media. And then at the back you'll see what you get. So Engine 2 RTA, the size 56mm, and then the tank, user manual, 2 coils, DIY tools, spare glass. And at the moment, when you purchase it online, it's only 2 colors, so it's stainless steel or black. But obviously when you get the box, you can see here rainbow, there's other colors here, so quite a good amount of colors you can get. So I'm guessing they'll do this later on. Let's open the box, and you do have nice yellow. Actually, it's pretty nice. I'm not a fan of yellow, but this is actually cool. Pop this in. Pop this in. What the heck? Pop this out, and let's put this aside. You do get this little thing, and you can see the RTA here. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get into this box first. So inside, you got some Japanese cotton. Nice good amount of cotton, and you have some spare O-rings and accessories. You got some 2 coils, it looks like fuse claptons or frame stable, I don't know, maybe, and some spare screws as well in there. User manual. Let's have a look in here. Very nice and simple. Tells you the diameter, height. So the diameter is here, just to let you know. I don't have a measuring. 26mm at 56. I did say that previously, and the weight is 55 grams. Okay, and it's I like the layout. It's got nice pictures involved in certain steps. Lovely, nice and easy. So you've got like a warning, and this is a Phillips head screw. Just here, nice Phillips head screw. I use my own, but this is quite cool. And you also get a spare glass as well. Nice, lovely. Let's put this in, and let's move this to the side. Let's get the RTA out. So this is a lovely RTA. I do like this. So you do have 510. Oh, bit of juice on it. I did clean it beforehand. I've had this for like nearly about a week or so now. Yeah, 510, and then there's your holder. Do have 2 O-rings as well, and here, there you go. When you first get it, it fits in, sort of goes in. Like at the moment, I'm finding trouble to get it in flush. But when you first get it, it'll be flush, and then after you use it and set it all up, it does come off easy. It does look quite easy. So I mean, I don't have any other drip tips that will fit this, but but this will have to do for now. So anyway, you do have the triple airflow. So you got 1, 2, 3. There you go, triple airflow. It's a continuous spin. There you go. I do like stoppers. I'm too used to stoppers. It'd be nice to have a stopper, but it's really smooth. You know what I mean? It's still got a restriction from it, which is pretty cool. And then you got, let's focus, the OBS sign here. You do have, it looks like a propeller here, and then your engine here. So let's just spare me a second. There you go. Let's look at the bottom. Yep, designed by OBS Engine 2. Don't open a bin. And you have your 510 pin here. Protrudes out quite a little bit. Obviously, it's not meant to be for mechanical mech tube buds, but there you go. There's your 510. And let's open this. So you do have an arrow just here. Let's get into it. You do have an arrow here. And what I've done is I've put the sign above the arrow so I know where the juice port is. So let's pull this up. You pull it up and there's your juice port. It's only one, they don't have two. One there, because when you first get it, it might be just offset. This can continuously spin. So because the arrow is quite small, I want to know where the juice hole is. So I put it just in front of it. There you go. So it's easier when you want to fill it. Lift it up, there you go, push it back down. Nice. It's got a nice restrictive from it as well, with the O-rings on top of that. It's really nice. Let's open this. Let's see the deck. Let me just put this on something first. There you go. So here is the deck. Now, when I first got it, it is a weird deck. This is the deck I've never come across at all. Do you know what I mean? But your 4 post screws, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's get some more thin so I can see where it is. Yeah, 4 post screws. And then you do have your airflow here, and same for that side as well. You can see your 510 pin in the middle, and then these are where your wick ports are. 1, 2, 3 and 4. There you are. Nice and easy. It's quite small. And I'll show you from the side. There you go. You see how the airflow just goes down and curves up, sort of like a half pipe in a way. So it's pretty nice. Oh, let's get back to the whole thing first. Let's get back to this RTA. So take the glass off. Nice and easy to take off. Nice O-rings, thick enough and lovely. Now I want to show you about the airflow. So before you get to the airflow, you see like a dome shape on the inside. It's pretty nice. It's been built well, actually, from my eyes. It's been pretty well. Now, can you see the gap on the inside? See this gap? Yeah. So from your airflow, it comes down through this gap, okay, and then it will travel down into these ports here on the sides. That's where it'll go, as well as the juice will come down here, flow around, and where your cotton goes in these wicking pots, it'll come down, soak it through, keep it primed, and Bob's your uncle. Lovely. But yeah, this is a weird deck, man. So personally, at first it was a bit of a niggly thing to put your coils in first. It's a bit of a niggly thing to get in, but as soon as you've got them in, it's pretty easy and straightforward. You do have the top base here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build on this. I'm going to show you guys in depth as much as I can. Let's zoom this out a bit more. Sorry guys, sorry about this. So Phillips head, I'm using my own Phillips head screw. So you screw this out, all 4 as normal. Let's get this out first. Just keep a nice little gap for your coils to fit in. So I've already used this, so I'm going to put these coils, yeah, they look disgusting, but when I dry burn them, they're going to look clean again. So If you're using pre-made coils, it's a bit easier, but what I did with the pre-made coil, I put it on a rod, and then obviously with your legs, let's get a close up. Let's get this up. So with your legs, it'll be like sort of offset. So I've pulled one of the legs around a little bit more, so it's more leveled with the other leg as well. Yeah. So it makes it a little bit easier to put into the deck. So let's put this in. Best thing to do is find one leg on this side. Okay. Let's tuck this in. Tuck one in first. This is going to be hard. Right. Get a rod. Tuck them in, because with the rod it's a bit easier. What you do is, when you tuck it in, you push it up a bit, okay? When you find your right placement, oops, Jesus, I'm struggling today, Jesus, bear with me guys. God! So, put one leg in, keep hold of it. It'll be easier with your pre-made coil before it's been cut. So it'll be a tad easier. So put one leg in first, just there, and just tighten this down a little bit. And then on the other one, you can see just here, just tuck it in, put it in, and best thing to do is hold it in place and screw it just snug, just a little bit tight, not too tight though. And there's your coil there, just here. Let's just get this in. Oh my god, this focus today is not good. Zoom this out of it. Sorry guys. There's your first coil, there you go. So when you put your first one in, it'll be a bit offset. That's why you put your rod in, so it'll keep it in place. And then you can see from the side, just here, what you do is, let's get my rod first. I'll put the rod through, and what I'll do is, I'll pull it. You want it as near as the airflow as possible. Not too near, but just near enough. So you want to get that good flavour as well. Okay. And let's just position this a bit more and get it nice. Perfect. And there you go. You can see. Hopefully you can see it enough. You see how it's just in position. Just there. So it's nice, in good placement. And you do the same for the other side as well. And there you go, I've put the other side in. This one's a little bit offset, so if you feel like it's feeling offset from there, all you do is, this looks like it needs to be pulled down just a tad more, just a little bit more. So pull down just gently, nicely. Hopefully that should be fine. That's a lot better now. It's a lot better, there you go. And obviously your leads will be at the top, so you just basically just cut each side off. This is the easiest part, cutting the leads off, because it's on the top, it's not in the way of anything else, just on the top. So lovely, that's a nice bonus. I did like that part. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry burn it really quick and then show you the wicking part. So let's go. Right, they're nice, they're glowing even. I'm going to use some cotton bacon prime. I do like this, I'm enjoying this really much. I prefer it than the older cotton bacon. So, I've got a strip here. Let's move this out of the way. A nice strip, just roll it up. And I normally do, I'll get both ends. I'll just tightly roll them up. Let's get my scissors. Jesus, today I've not come prepared. Right, okay. So we get the scissors, obviously cut into the middle. That's just about right. So yeah, let's put this to the side. And now it just makes it easier because your tight's twisted both sides. Do you know what I mean? So it makes it easier. Okay, let's put this in first. With most RTAs, okay, you've got to make sure the wicking's right. If you put too much wick in the wicking pots, you're gonna get a dry hit, and it's not gonna taste nice. If you do it too loose, it'll leak. But with this being a top airflow, okay, the excess liquid should cycle back through all the way around and back into your wicks and your coils as well. So that's a little bonus on top of that. So let's get that in. That's in first, and let's get the second one in. Just pinch this out a bit. There you go. Nice and snug. Make sure it's not too tight and not too loose, just snug enough. So let's recap a little bit on here. So you can see the wicking ports just here. So because it's just about down there, what I'd normally do is find one side first. I will cut to this bottom base here, just where this line is, just here. So I'll cut to there. Let's go back here. It may seem a bit short, so you just pull it out a little bit. And same for that side. There you go. I can already see where I want to cut, right on this part here. So cut that here. And there you go. Let's move all this out of the way. And there you go, 2 parts. Now, to make it a bit easier, I'm going to use the Barista Brew, but this is the salted caramel. This is the Mocha Breeze. I took the sticker off because it would do made in all the writing started peeling off. This one hasn't, but this one has, so I'm going to put this on. You can tuck them in without putting liquid on the cotton, but it makes it a bit easier when you put liquid on it, in my way of doing it. My advice. So, Jesus, not even open it yet. So let's put a bit of liquid on here first. You don't need a heap loads, just a little bit to get through on the edges. This is a hard bottle to get on. Alright. And let's start tucking them in. So I'll just pinch here. I'll hold this side a little bit. Tuck them in nicely. There you go. And do the same for all of the wicking pots. Let's get this up. Let's tuck this in nice. And the good thing about this is, I know I've forgotten to basically trim the cotton out for the fibres to come be straight, so the liquid can get to the cotton quicker. But when you're tucking it in, even if you forget, you are sort of combing it out in a way. So that's a good bonus. Get this in here. And same for this side too. So it's not, I've not put too much cotton in, it's just snug. If you feel like it's tight, then take it back out and tuck it in again. And there you have it. Right. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to probably like heat this up a little bit, put a bit more cotton, I'll tilt it to the side. A bit more cotton, what am I about? Put some liquid on. Jesus. I should have that like sort of like a theme tune behind it. It'll be pretty cool. I'm just talking so much crap. Let's burn this a bit. This is what I normally do. I'll get it going a little bit. Smell goddamn nice, man. Hey. I'll also put links for this the Barista Brew in the description. It is pretty nice. It's not a massive highly recommend, but if you have a vape shop nearby, near where you are, and they'll have these in the bottles, these ones, then give it a good try. Do you know what I mean? Right, okay. Let's fill this up now. I'm gonna put the glass on first, just here. And there's another thing as well. Can you see these gaps just on the inside, just here, these gaps. So it'll go in line with these two notches here. So when you put it in, you spin it around, you feel a click. There you go. Let's screw this off. So it'll keep the whole deck in place with them two gaps and notches. They'll click in together, you screw it in, and Bob's your uncle. And again, OBS, it's nice and easy in front. There you go. Let's put this in. Obviously this doesn't work, it's best to get like, I'll show you the bottles, more of these thin bottles, they'll go in. And remember to always keep a gap as well, so for the excess air to come back out. But I'm still going to use that other bottle. So I'm going to fill it. We're going to head back up top. And we're going to vape this goddamn RTA. And I'll give you guys my thoughts. So that was the Obs Engine 2 RTA by OBS. I said OBS already. Yeah, the Engine 2 bad is. What do I think of this? Right, like I said earlier, I've used this for about a week. Yes, around a week, and I'm enjoying it. I like the airflow. It's a little bit, even though it's a triple airflow, it's a little bit more restricted than what I normally have. Let's say, okay. I know it's not an RTA, but the bonds are a lot of airflow. I'll close it down a little bit. It's just the right amount. I'm used to that sort of amount of airflow, but this is still good. This is still good in general. I like the drip tip as well that it comes with. The filling system is pretty easy. It's straightforward. Obviously, don't use the bottle that I used. I only really wanted to use that liquid, so obviously that was my only choice, but I did put it in a different bottle to make it easier for myself, so unicorn bottles are a lot better. 5 ml juice capacity, so that's a good amount of juice capacity on top of that. The deck itself, it's a little bit of a, it's not that easy. It's quite, for some users it is easy to build on it. Some of them might struggle a little bit, and like I said, I struggled a little bit there. The first time I did it was fine, but that second time I did struggle a little bit, so sorry about that yeah, I can't even get my words out today. Damn. When you get used to it, it'll be fine. I've tried different coils, it does its job. These ones is, I think I've put some like fused Claptons in here. Normally I use like my NI80 staple frame, but regardless, the flavour is still the same to me, in my opinion. Let's have another tug. Like I said, make sure you get your wicking right. Again, if you put too much cotton in, you're gonna get a dry hit, and it's gonna take a long time to get it soaked up. Do you know what I mean? Get it nice and snug for the juice flow to cycle around with the cotton and the coil, so you can get a consistent outcome of flavour. The flavour as well on this is saucy, lovely. Bob's your uncle, Robert's your father's brother. If it's a tad loose, if you put a little bit less cotton in for it to be loose in the wicking pots, again it'll still cycle through. So it won't leak. I've never had a leak on here at all. I know it's a top airflow, but some people somehow some people do that I've come across. I work in a shop and they've had a few top airflows. They've had a leak, so I've showed them just the right way of doing it, and they're perfectly fine. They've did it themselves and they're fully fine. So make sure you get your wicking right. The airflow is just nice and restrictive, even though if you had liquid, obviously the O-rings do expand, but it's still restrictive enough. I prefer to have a stopper, but that's just a nitpicky thing about it. The drip tip as well in use. I'm having like a bit of troubles putting it on, so I feel like the bottom O-ring when I'm putting it in, like I said now, but at some point if I put it back in, there's no need to take it off, but if you ever took it off for some weird reason like I just did then, you might struggle a little bit, but that might be just me. Okay, it'll be different for some of you guys out there that's watching this video. Put the sign in front of the arrow because it is hard to see. It looks like it's blended in with the black O-ring as well. Put the sign in front, the OBS, and you're fine. You'll know where it is, its position. But yeah, it's a good size. I've got it on the Power Normal. Good size. Really lovely. Let's have another talk. Chunky monkeys, clouds chucking. I've even tried to continuously vape it, continuously, like chain vape. It still keeps up. Make sure you're wicking. If your wicking's right, it'll keep up to it. Lovely. I've got this running at 60 watts. On here it's saying 0.43 ohms on here. But yeah, that's as much I can say from my preference. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. That's enough talk. Let's try this and turn the airflow down a little bit more. Halfway. I've got it at halfway. I don't know what focus, but it's a bit stupid. I've got the GH4, and compared to my Canon, the autofocus, ugh. So I just kept it in one place on manual. It's still fine. You're gonna get a bit more of a warmer vape, and yeah, I like that. I prefer it fully open. That's for my preference. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I can say with this. I do enjoy this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put links in the description for the websites that you can purchase it off. But at the moment on eSig1, I am seeing it for $25.99. Okay, and what is this? Vaping Man is $26.95. I've not found it so far any cheaper from other websites. Some websites are like out of stock because people been buying left, right, and centre like no tomorrow. But yeah, the only colours again: stainless steel and silver or black. Like I showed in the box, there'll be more colours, but I don't know when that will be coming out. But yeah, I will post these two links in the description below, and that is it. So please vape safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.